Hello, hello. Another quick stream because I don't want to have too much time in between streams. My mic stand is kind of annoying. Wait, 1 second. Okay, and we're back. The mic stand is slightly more stable. Again, this is the studio. Can't do a tour right now because I can't move the mic, but thank you for watching this. I am expecting a very important phone call today. That might come during the stream, might come later, but if my phone goes off, then I'll be gone for at least a while. Maybe I'll just go offline, but that's it. So, this is Ableton Live, as you might know. If you're watching and you're in the Twitch or YouTube chat, let me know. I'm streaming this to both platforms at the same time, so I'll see all of your messages in one feed. I just started something, and it'd be nice to make at least something out of this in maybe half an hour or an hour. So what I'm gonna do right away is apply some swing to all of this. Velatix, am I pronouncing that right? Velatix, I guess. It's that guy with the good takes. Well, now there's a good take. If you get what I'm saying. This needs some, I guess this does need some percussion, but maybe I'll start with some like synths or sample kind of things. Let's go to splice. That's kind of the problem with streaming. When I streamed a lot back in, I think it was 2019 or something, there were a few moments where a stream got taken down because I used like an amen break or something like that. And it was never like the original track or the original rights holders of the track that the sample was from that claimed it. It was always another jungle track that was automatically claimed by my own distributor very often. So, using samples that are from actual tracks, I mean, it's just copyright infringement anyway. But yeah, maybe not the best idea on stream if you want to keep streaming. Okay, so be nice to find some sort of sample to cut up. Let's see.
Wait, who turned the phone ring?
I don't know if we're gonna find the right sample in this pack. I'm just gonna look for analog synth or something like that. See if we can find something that we can sort of cut up and use as a hook. This is cool. Yep, let's try this. This is in D sharp minor. So we're gonna go 2 semitones up to get in F minor, which is the key that this is in currently. I mean, you know, we can always change the bass and the kick to fit the sample if it works better in the original key or whatever it may be. So D sharp, E, F, yeah. Let's try some. There should be some step sequencers in Ableton Live, right? Maybe. Let's see. Is this gonna work? Yeah, there we go. Problem with this though is that you can randomize all of this. But I'd rather randomize everything, you know? Okay, that's pretty cool. Don't know if the bass line going down here already is good. So for now, let's just loop this. This is just a placeholder kind of sound, I guess, but it's always good to start out with something that is harmonically rich and then cut out some stuff to make other things work later, you know? So what I'm gonna do is get that track to take MIDI. Okay, wait. This one from this one. Yeah, there we go. And then we can record. That's pretty nice, I think. So now we have this locked in. Now we can go for other patterns. Also pretty cool. Escalade, what's up? This is epic. It's true. Another one. It's called, let's just number these. 1 and 2. Very stompy, techno-y kind of thing. That's number 3. Nice. Okay, there's a few more people watching now. Like I said just before, I am expecting an important phone call. I'm just gonna turn on the sound of my phone. It's on. It was already on because I'm smart like that. But yeah, I might be, depending on how long the phone conversation takes, I might just go offline. But for now, we'll see. I mean, chances are they'll call like hours after the stream, so we'll see. Some more. That's also pretty cool. Cool. Now we have 6 things to choose from that can all just exist on the original track, and we can delete the step sequencer, and now we'll just review all of them, see what we think. Can I set these all to the same length? No, I cannot. Do this, Control J, and then I'll set them all to loop, and they should be all looping correctly. Yes, there we go. You know what? I might just go for more of an electro kind of vibe here. Let's see. That's a pretty nice snare. Oh, I've used that snare a bunch. Not that reusing a snare is a problem at all, but there's limits, you know? Maybe that's cool. Just a very short kind of snare. Let's just mute every kick that the snare and kick layer over each other. There we go. Cool. And now the only thing that's left to do is to make the kick and the bass work together in a way that makes sense. So what I'll do for now is just make them follow the kick in the drums pattern, but then yeah. Cool. It doesn't have to be every kick, but for now, you know. That's all good, Scalade. I'll catch you next time. He is going to check out the VOD later, so we can't talk shit. If you're thinking, by the way, hey, why is TMSV so low energy right now? He's usually always so chipper and so charismatic. Well, first of all, you're kind of wrong. But second, turns out having a kid means you're sick all the time. Not like super sick all the time, but a tiny bit sick all the time. I wouldn't trade it for anything, though. But god damn it if they're not disease factories, those kids. So the sidechain doesn't really get enough time to crawl back up. Try like that. There we go. These harmonics might be a bit too much. And the moment I said they might be a bit too much, I decided to maybe overdrive them. Cool. So remove that and maybe do something new. That's set to half a bar. But don't want to EQ it necessarily. It's just that the harmonic is distorting this nicely, I think. Okay, maybe there we go. Might be a bit much, but now we can kind of EQ it, maybe even in Serum itself. Solo this. Maybe it doesn't need all that much, but it does need some taming in that sort of like low mid range. It's right there. That is 228-ish hertz. Okay, so we're going to set this to the gain, invert that so that it goes down from being up. Nice, and without it, nice. Now it has like similar power in the whole thing. Maybe a bit less. There we go. Cool, let's spruce up the drums a bit. Because these are very, very boring, obviously. Boring, it's boring. Some extra percussion. Let's see. Actually, that can be in the hi-hats group kind of thing. In fact, no, we'll double that. Before I lose like any semblance of control over what I'm doing, then delete that from here. There we go. Show similar files. Let's see what that does. I mean, this is, I think it's just searching for the name. This definitely doesn't sound like a, like that bleep kind of thing. Okay, you know what? We're gonna go to the pack and go to the percussion thing. Oh no, wait, it's in the spice folder. Zips, blips, and lasers. Nice. Let's have a nice variety of different sounding zips and blips and lasers. Nice, and then have some other variation here. Maybe just switch these two around. Reverse. Nice. Yep. All right, so this is the entire sequence now. Loop that over, see how it sounds. Anemone Dubs, what's up? Good morning. It's well into the afternoon right here. See Nick Venture, what's up? What is that emote? Is that that's a UFO, isn't it? Hell yeah. Okay, let's make the actual drums and like the kick and the snare a bit more interesting. There should be some color drums is what I called like the big layer thing. The Midwest, the Netherlands of the US. Sort of, anyway. I know it's not technically true, but who cares? It is partially technically true, but I wouldn't dare ignore the Germans and the German influence there. Group the drum rack. These two are nice. So what if I have like one main kick and then a ghost kick, right? What if I have two layers for the main kick and one for the ghost kick? So that would mean that where did I put that? Oh, it's just there. Okay. Layers. Whoops. Cool. Okay, so now this one and this one for the big kick, and then this one for the smaller one. Maybe. Okay, let's see how that shakes out. Put these there. Get rid of that snare for now. So this is the main kick and then the ghost kick. So we'll put the ghost kick on that one and then the main kick right there. Pickerings, what's up? Good afternoon. seriously, if you're wondering like what's wrong with my drums, why are they so boring? Just load them up with like weird layers and stuff. And make the drums like their own sort of like musical thing, you know? There's always like tonality and different sorts of timbres and stuff to all these drum samples. Even if you're like synthesizing everything yourself, there's like weird stuff you can do to like to a drum layer to just make it so much more interesting and so much more like musically engaging. It's something that I have to remind myself of very often. Cool, that's a nice snare sound too. So let's load up some snares too, and then we'll process these all together so that it sort of feels like a sample loop in terms of writing, not necessarily in terms of sound, but like the idea behind that is if you have a certain way of working when making music, it can definitely help when you're introducing new elements, or when you're sort of introducing a collection of new elements, to simplify them into something that fits your workflow very well. So, you know, a good way of doing this is if you have several percussion sounds that you're layering, that you're making into a percussion thing, then just commit those to audio, and then like, you know, mess with the swing and just cut them up, and then combine them again, and you know, consolidate them to audio again, so that you end up with a sample loop. And you know, that does sort of limit you in how you can use them, and you can't really go back and change up the sounds very easily, but it does mean that you can engage more musically with the elements that you're introducing. Something's happening. Thank you for the follow, Scenic Venture. Thank you, thank you. Okay, not a super interesting snare sound so far, but we're gonna change that, obviously. Oh, by the way, just out of interest, I know there's not like loads of people watching right now, which is fine, but if you're here and you don't really know my music, I'm very interested in knowing how you got to my channel, because I remember when I streamed a lot, there were people who would just sort of like pass by, and I never really asked how they got to my channel, which I'm sure very often is just a case of Twitch recommending them something. But like, you know, are you a person that watches a lot of music production streams, and so who do you watch? Or did you get recommended? Did my channel come up somewhere else? You know, that kind of stuff. I'm just interested. I started scrolling on Twitch. You were in my recommended. Oh, cool. What kind of music do you like, Scenic Venture? Pickerings. Yeah, no, I like every Twitch streamer that I follow, which is mostly just like politics guys or whatever. I only watch on YouTube. Well, like Tarkov guys too, like video game streamers that I kind of sometimes watch. I never really watch live and don't really have the like my life set up in such a way that is at all doable for me. So I totally get it. Which is also why I don't know Twitch very well as a platform. Okay, so this is pretty short now. It's gonna be. Is this at the gate? Yes, it is. Okay, wait. So this can just stop when the snare hits. And these can also all just go until the very next sound. Just need to shorten these. There we go. And why isn't this? Control Shift U. There we go. The N2. Oh, you DJ dubstep and hip hop, but you're relearning Reaper. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, I'm not making dubstep right now, but that is, I guess, my main sort of thing usually. Fellow Tex, when you're doing the React stream, what am I supposed to react to? I have been thinking about like streaming more and what I should be doing. I've been thinking about doing like DJ set prep streams, which, you know, also kind of finicky with the whole copyright thing, but it would be like, even without the music, it might be interesting for people to see like what my workflow is, and we'll just put on some different music. I don't know, some fucking lo-fi hip hop YouTube playlist, and we'll just go through my collection on Rekordbox and see like what needs tags and what needs like markers and stuff. Maybe do some hot cues and see how I make a playlist, that kind of stuff. Because, you know, DJing is still a fairly big chunk of what this whole thing entails. And it's not a super transparent thing. I mean, there's not that much to it even, but... Scenic Venture, by the way, I use Reaper a lot for audiobook things. Like, I was, and maybe still am, depends on the phone call I'm about to get, a freelance audiobook editor. So, yeah, so like, sorry, I was catching up on chat while I was speaking, but it's amazing how you can just sort of customize Reaper completely. You can set like any follow action you want, like any macro you want. It's crazy. Like I made it into my own editing station basically, with all the stuff that I need to quickly go through audio and like listen to it as quickly as possible while still being able to like have control over the editing. And yeah, it rocks. So yeah, the chat. The copyright ain't a big deal. I suggest recording your music production sections for YouTube, then DJ on Twitch is a treat. Yeah, something like that. I have been thinking about doing some stuff offline too, and just have like, so okay, what I do is I play Tarkov solo and with my cousin and with another friend sometimes, and I always have like OBS replay buffer on. So what I can always do is just hit a shortcut and it'll record the last 60 seconds what I've been doing. And that's the same for like when I'm working in Ableton Live. So I can just make clips and then combine those into sort of like highlights for YouTube and upload those instead of like the long streams that, you know, sometimes people will watch, but I wouldn't necessarily watch like hours of a guy just making music and talking about what he's planning to do with YouTube and Twitch all the time. So I could do something like that, and maybe DJ sometimes on Twitch too. But I haven't. So this is very interesting to me. I haven't been up on the Twitch copyright thing. Do they have like agreements with the big distributors now, or is it just not that big of a deal? Do they usually not detect, but sometimes they do, or like with bigger artists they'll detect and stuff? Yeah, just wondering what your guys' experiences are. So like okay, ad. All right. I'm just gonna wait for the ad to run out. I don't think anyone who is sub is watching now. I don't know if people are getting the ads at the same time, but we'll figure it out soon enough. So these hats are pretty nice, but it would keep this as sort of a loop, but it does need a different hi-hat. Maybe like an 808 hi-hat or something. Like that. Yeah, that's good enough. There we go. Nice. Okay, back. So yeah, does everybody get the ad at the same time? Because that'd be good to know. Is 130 bass music back? I don't know. I played a DJ set at this new club in Utrecht, in my hometown. Oh, it's a raid. Parts Project. Hell yeah, nice. Thank you. I played this new club on the opening weekend. It's called Kabul A Go Go. It's pretty cool, like set up by a guy who was originally a refugee from Afghanistan who moved to the Netherlands in the 90s. And long story short, new club. Anyway, I played there and people loved like the 130 bass music kind of stuff. Okay, I'll probably be right back. I'll just set it to the standby thing. I'm getting the call. mic on. Extremely good news. However, the bad news is that I'm getting another call in a few minutes. So yeah, it's not a big label deal, by the way, Valitex, but but it is big. It is a very important thing in my professional life that I was just talking about. I mean, it's not like it's a secret or anything, but I'll wait to tell everyone about this for a while until I know everything. But I'll just leave my phone on not silent, I guess. Wow, English, cool language. And I'll just make some more music for the next 2 to 5 minutes or whatever. It's cool that I think most of you stuck around for this long. Thank you. Was it the ambient music and my face that kept you here? This is something I love doing, by the way, is just having these zips as the main percussion part. And yeah, it is exciting. Like music is. I like to say I do music full time, but I don't make a full time income from music most months. So it's always good for me to have something else, and if that something else is something that is entirely in my wheelhouse and has to do with something that I am very experienced in, then that's even better. Let's see. Cool. A bit of panning. What kind of VSTs do I use? I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in Ableton these days, but VST wise, I'm a big fan of the Fab Filter stuff. I use Serum a lot, some Phase Plant too, and like if you're in Reaper anyway, by the way, definitely check out the Air Windows stuff. Like, a lot of it is very esoteric and weird and stuff, but it's just one guy who makes these crazy plugins that are all free. And there's too many of them to really explain all of them or to even try all of them. But go to airwindows.com, I think it just is. And Chris, who makes them all, has a page for every plugin and like a YouTube video too. Okay, these layers definitely need to be tamed somehow. Yeah, they need some more surgical EQ. This is one of the hardest things, I think, is getting like the low end of a layer and the low end of the kick. Not necessarily to get them to work together or anything, but like where's the line? And I've sort of been obsessing over phase issues recently too. So like using Vision 4X, if you see me like look over the camera, then it's because I'm looking at Vision 4X, which is extremely useful for low end stuff. Like it's specifically designed for it. Like this is where the kick ends up, right? And without EQ, you can see like this big rumble in that layer here, and also that like the tail keeps going there. So if we EQ out everything below 100-ish hertz, you can see how it sort of like isn't in that lowest end. So I don't mind like the layer overlapping with the first like initial zip attack kind of thing of the kick, but when it's together with the body, you can get really like rumbly bad sound from it. And if you make like peaks in your EQ, you can see the resonance here too, so you can really pinpoint where that stuff is, and you can still like get all sorts of issues and have it like sound pretty bad and stuff, but you can see that this is just above like where the kick is, so let's reset the Q. And this is like maybe a bit too surgical, so we'll just pull it back a little bit, but this should be fine. This layer is just incredibly dry. It's got that like, you know, this started out as a very rich, like realistic snare sound, but it's just very weirdly, badly processed. But it is very stereo, as is everything in this drum rack. So maybe some Valhalla vintage verb, aka the king. Oh, sorry. There we go. Oh no, I explained the whole thing without showing you the actual screen, but long story short, I had a kick and then the layer, and I EQ'd it so that like the layer is above the actual like body of the kick instead of also rumbling here, which is a very useful thing in this VST. Vision 4X by Noisia. Oh right, the layers. There we go. I wonder when my next call is. It's never 5 minutes when somebody says 5 minutes, which is, I think, very normal. Every time in my entire life I've said I'll call you back in 5 minutes, it's not been 5 minutes. It's either 1 minute or it's, you know, somewhere between 10 and 30 minutes. There we go. Be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so back. In a multitude of ways, we are so incredibly back. What's up? So yeah, thank you for sticking around. Let's go make some music. If you see me texting in between, then it might be me sharing some good news with people. I mean, you know, we kind of have to see how it all shakes out, but it's pretty good news. Maybe a track spacer on these so that like we can ease up on the EQ a tiny bit, or at least not do much more than we've done now. So this is pretty handy. Like this Swiss Army meter, you can open this up. This is a Max for Live thing, and you can see the milliseconds or hertz for all of the timing in your project, depending on the BPM. So like we change the BPM, this changes too. So we can set the release of this thing to like, you know, it's set to 30 now. That's probably good for what we're trying to do now. But it's not on, so maybe set it to 15-ish. There we go. Air Windows looks like it was created before the dynos. I mean, yes, it does. It doesn't have UI, so like it's basically the same as the many of the stock Reaper plugins, which is just like a few sliders and a few knobs. Or just sliders, basically. Is there a reason to use milliseconds instead of hertz? Well, so you can use hertz for LFOs and stuff, for the timing of LFOs. But for timing, it's usually better to use milliseconds because you can just see, like, if I select this entire sound, and I know this sound stops here, you can see right here at the bottom, you can see how much time you've selected, and you can see that it's 1:15. So, like, that corresponds with 1/16th bar. So you can very easily, like, you can do it that way by hand, see how long this is, or see how long this is, or whatever, and then change up the timing on like a synth envelope, or you know, a delay or whatever. But it's especially very handy for stuff like sidechaining releases and that kind of stuff, and the length of maybe kicks and snares and impulses and that kind of stuff, so that you know exactly how long something should be to get the exact right timing, so that you know that at least based on like the objective measurements, you're doing the right thing. Okay, so this one. Maybe this could just be the same delay, but slightly different. Nice. Put some OTT on that. Nice. And then the same reverb right after it to give it some space. Keep going to the wrong thing. I'm just going to change the color of this. It's probably a little better. Some cold coffee to celebrate. Scenic Venture, I like Ableton 12. I haven't really done a deep dive into all of the new stuff, like all the new generating MIDI kind of stuff. I will, I just haven't had the time yet. One thing I keep saying every stream, and I should really send Ableton a message, if it's not in version 12.0.2, then no, actually, I'll read the release notes. Let's see. Let's open up Firefox. Updating first. So there is a problem, in my opinion, with this. So you have to go to View, Arrangement Track Controls, and then select these 4 options if you want all of this stuff to be opened up. I don't know why they did this. I have some idea, because I think they want you to use the mixer and then you can enable the track options there, and you know, the send and the volume and all that kind of stuff. But I just want it here in the horizontal thing, because I don't like Ableton's vertical mixer very much. I don't think it's bad or anything. I just never really use it. I never switch to this view, and I'm just completely used to using these faders and stuff to mix. So I don't want to go to a drop-down menu, then to another drop-down menu, and then here, and then, you know, you turn something on, and then you have to go back. And so, like, doing this 4 times to get to the right configuration, that's just kind of annoying, and I don't know why they changed it, because it used to be down here. So yeah, I mean, that's my only complaint so far. I think it seems stable. I like the new, more rounded look of it. It's pretty nice. It would still be kind of cool to use Bidwig, but I don't know. I'll see. Anyway, the release notes. So there's just this authorization bug fix, and I do think I have 12.01. Yeah, so nothing was changed dramatically. So yeah, all in all, I'm perfectly content with Ableton Live 12, except for that one thing. Anyway. This one is a tiny bit painful. Might just be these headphones that I'm currently using without SonarWorks Sound ID, SonarWorks Sound ID, because that would mess with the sound that's going into OBS and Twitch and YouTube and stuff. Cool. I was in the studio with Ruben, the drum and bass producer, and we made something very, very sick. But what I wanted to mention now is he showed me that ST4B stab VST, which is just a transient designer, transient shaper, multi-band. Like I've been using Ozone 5 for that for I don't know, maybe 10 years or something. It's even older than that, but what I used to do was use the multi-band gate in this. But I have like this wonky install of it. I couldn't get the actual like installer for it anymore. So like you can use the gate thing, set the timing just right, and then you'd have a multi-band sort of transient shaper gate kind of thing. I used to use this for breaks and stuff, but I don't know. It messed with the phase quite a bit, and it just wasn't as good. So now I'm using this one, which okay, so the way I usually do my drums, I think we have a decent drum thing. You never heard the subs? It's Max. Oh, nice. Yeah. I'll stop focusing on just the drums in a second. Novatron compressor. It's pretty nice. But now, this one is still a bit too much. In fact, I'm just gonna put a bit crusher on that. You have to play Ozone? What do you mean? Like, in case that's like a joke or a bit or something, I always used to wonder why streamers didn't pick up on jokes when they were live, and picking up like anyone's intent or tone in chat is so difficult on the fly. It's not something I struggle with at all usually on like texting or something, but while live, I don't know. Doesn't matter. So now we have this. Loads of like peaky sort of like transients there. So now we're gonna saturate the hell out of it. Give it that nice crunch. Nice, and then clip it. I'm trying to flatten my drums a tiny bit less. That wasn't a joke. I've never used Ozone. I mean, Ozone 5 is just very old now, and Ozone, I think 10 or 11 or 12, I don't know what version they're on right now, is good. Like, it's just fine. I mean, it's more than fine. It's just good, but I never really use it. I like FabFilter Pro L2 for limiting, and for all the rest of it, I just have different stuff. So if we blow this up, are we going to have problems with the leveling? I don't think that snare is particularly like too loud, but if it is, let me know. Pickerings, this is Vision 4X. This is the best analyzer that I've ever used. Like no doubt about it. I can rave about like how good it is every time I stream, which I'm happy to do, but I'll try not to make that the default for every stream. So let's set the slope to 6 on this, on the transient shaper. This is obviously way too much, right? But this is pretty nice in terms of the quality of the sort of gating transient shaper, drum shaper kind of thing. Looks similar to when I remember the Whittler using that they stopped doing. I don't remember what the Whittler was using on his streams. Does he still stream a lot? I don't think a lot, right? It's been so long. Oh yeah, Pickering's like, yeah, it's been so long. Like I like this more staccato type sound these days. Not necessarily on the kick. I think the kick becomes too short with this. So just a tiny bit on the kick. Let's start over and see where we end up, right? So solo the kick. That's nice. Now this one. You haven't made a tune in like 3 years? Damn. Any particular reason that you sort of, did you give up on producing altogether, or just didn't really happen for whatever reason? Especially on the high end, it's so nice to have something that makes it a little bit more staccato. Pretty nice. Although I do think that these layers might need their own single band version of this. Maybe we'll do this in a slightly different way. I think these could use like some more intentional envelopes. Cool. See how this ends up sounding. A horse walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Have you tried Vision 4X? Scenic Venture has to get ready for work. Hell yeah. No problem. The help. Tune in next time, and I'll give you some more tips and tricks and all that kind of stuff if you want. Welcome, Car. I'm not gonna say your username again because I repeated it enough in the first stream you were here. 2-month sub. Thank you very, very much. That's awesome. The wins keep on coming in, boys and girls and NBs. Okay, the drums are nice and flat. Sometimes I just sort of get into this mixing mode without really needing to, but you know. It's me, guys. Okay. Turn that below 0. Okay, so that hits about there, but where does the kick hit? That's way quieter. The bass is too loud. That's better. I don't have text-to-speech. No, I don't. L stream. Wait. Oh man, I have to go into, I think, the Twitch thing to see it now. Okay, give me a second, right? I mean, I've kept everybody, you weren't here, I think, for it, but I kept everybody waiting for like maybe half an hour at one point because I had an important phone call to take and people stuck around. Anyway. Damn, I can't see what the TTS would have been. If you can help me find that, that'd be awesome. Or just repeat it in the chat. And I'll try to figure out how it works. I've always wanted text-to-speech. Mr. Streaming asking for help. Hey, I didn't ask for help for anything for years and years, and that didn't get me anywhere. And now I ask for help whenever I need it. And it rules.
How deep can a deep dub if a deep dub could dub deep?
Car, thank you for the 2 months. That better? Actually, let's just put Rift on here, set it to random, and see if it does any cool like filter modulation stuff. And then also that synth needs to have like a call and response kind of vibe. Random, there we go. Okay, that's pretty cool. I'll just duplicate that. More randomness. Artifacts, what's up? I think most of the chat is on Twitch right now, Artifacts. I'm not telling you to go there, because I literally can't because of TOS, but because I'm using Restream, whatever. But if you're confused about like chat messages not showing up for you, but me responding to them, then you know why that is. Ooh, that's nice. Cool. Okay, maybe I'll just render out a few different versions of this sound, and then just use it as audio in a sampler or something. Nice. That's always a good reason to put on like a live stream artifacts. What's the PC issue you're dealing with? Actually, I think I have that filter by Minimal Audio. Do I not have that installed here? No, I do not. That sucks. Do I have any like weird auto filter kind of stuff? It doesn't matter. I'll probably just get render out a few different versions. So let's try again with the random. I have Rift. And I also have other products by Minimal Audio, but I don't have them installed. Oh, he's in both places at once. It's crazy. I'm saying he. That was an assumption, but that might be right. Looking at my Twitch and Spotify stats. Anyway. Failed update, then PC did not load into Windows after, so I had to restore. Oh my god. I used a bulk uninstaller recently to install like these remnants of Native Instruments packages that I had, and you know, I thought, why not throw in some other stuff for good measure? And this bulk uninstaller was, you know, really well reviewed and it looked safe and all that kind of stuff. And then I had to system restore because it had deleted like very important personal documents and like VSTs and stuff that I need, you know, for work. So then I restored, and now all of the dependencies and stuff and all of the shortcuts and start menu entries are there for everything I previously uninstalled, but it isn't working. No, not my serum, he says. I mean, yeah, basically. Okay, one more, then we'll have 4 versions with different distortion on it. Ooh, that one was cool. Well, too bad. This is cool. Man. A forced update that fails mid-update. That is brutal. Don't like that at all. I don't like it. Okay, so what we're going to do is be really smart boys and girls about this. Boys and girls, etc. So yeah, cool. All right. So for the first sound, we'll turn this instance of Rift on. And for the second sound, this one, I think you're starting to get the idea. For the third sound, this one. Then the fourth is going to be this one. So now what we'll do is freeze and flatten. Man, artifacts, I have to say that I haven't had much like catastrophic trouble with Windows in the past, like maybe, you know, close to 20 years. It's been going pretty well for a long time. But when it goes wrong, it goes wrong. It goes very, very, very wrong. Okay, now we have these 4 sounds. Let's check them out. Yes. Yes. That doesn't... I don't know. I am not trusting my own thing here. Just undo until we're back at square one. This is the most exciting part about music production, obviously. Is bouncing new sounds. Okay. No, actually, this should work. We're just gonna record the live audio. Cool. This should all be recorded here. Yes. Nice. Cool. So before I load these into a new drum rack, I'm just gonna sort of normalize them so that at least the bass is the same on all of them, the sub. This hits just above the line there. Same on this one. This is gonna need some EQ. That's fine. To boost the mids. And then this. Nice. Okay. Let's make sure that these are not clicking or anything. Very good, very nice. Then consolidate these into 4 new sounds. MIDI track, drum rack, and can we just select all of these and drag them here? Yes, we can. Awesome. Great. So now we have 4 sounds right here. Yeah. And we'll set them all to gate so that they stop when I stop playing the note. And that should be it for these. Actually, I'll turn down the velocity to 0% and then maybe set the fade into something very short just to be safe. Cool. So what we can do now is sort of mimic the original bass line, but switch up the sounds. So especially when you're working with different harmonics and different types of distortion, you get this very musical thing because they're, it's a slightly different sound every time. So it sounds like something else is happening tonally, but, in terms of the root note, it isn't. Yeah, catching up on the PC troubleshooting stuff, Artifacts says, yes, same, usually works fine, but then when it goes wrong, say goodbye to your plans for the afternoon. And that is always the way with computers. It sucks. That sort of bouncy, weird stuff is coming from the sidechain, obviously. Pretty nice. But we'll set the fade into 0.73. And I don't know why I did it by hand just now. You can just say copy value to siblings. Yeah, there is some clickiness, but whatever. Set this to same thing everywhere too. And the original bass line is still this. It's way louder too. Because this is all at -12. What if we set this to 0? I mean, yeah, that's about right. So, copy value to siblings. Okay, what's up? Okay, now is there a way to maybe is there like a velocity MIDI max for live thing that tracks the velocity of every note so that I can, maybe it's, oh yeah, it's in the shaper, of course. Okay, wait. Shaper, MIDI, yada yada yada. Okay. Will it work? This is Speed Garage if it was made by some Russians. I mean, maybe. I don't know why I said maybe. I had a bit in my head, but I don't want to divulge too much personal information. I'm not Russian myself, and arguably neither is my partner, but maybe a tiny little bit, depending on like who you think certain territory belongs to. Historically, I mean, not now. I have no opinions about who anyone's territory belongs to right now, except for, of course, Palestine. I promise I'm not going to make this into a politics stream today. So, if we're going for just the velocity, and then, okay, wait, we'll just shape this stuff. The expression control MIDI device. Oh, that. Okay, wait. You're all Europeans, Europores. Am I? Yeah, nice, dude. Yeah. I don't think I've ever been disparaged from an Indian perspective. I've talked to enough people from India in my life, but I don't think I've ever been called a Europore by any of them. Not to my face, anyway. Americans, on the other hand, they won't call me a Europore, but they will ask me stuff like, do you guys have Netflix over there? And I'll tell them, what is Netflix? What? What are you talking about? Let's use this filter. Modulate. That's probably it. Cut off. No. Oh, wait. This one. Map. Of course. Okay. Nice, this works. Thank you for putting me onto the expression control thing. Very useful. This truly is a Dutch/Indian project right now, this stream. /American also. If we're still doing the territory theme. Geographical location. It's pretty cool. The dynamics are all over the place for the bass. Look at this. So, how are we going to solve that? What's making this so loud? Aside from the fact that it's just louder on the sub. Yeah, big shout out if you're watching or listening to this at work. Work should be illegal. And watching Twitch or YouTube streams while at work should be the norm. That is my most important political position. My brain has stopped working after I got the good news today. I've actually had like 3 different instances of good news. My kid is doing very well because we went for a checkup. My cat isn't as sick as we thought. He's just old. So he doesn't need medication. He doesn't need any sort of medical intervention. He just needs different food. He's 16 and he's almost 17 and he can start eating kitten food now with like lots of protein, which rocks for him. Nice, we fixed it. Look at this. So without TDR Nova, right? Without this sort of dynamic EQ thing going on, this bass note was way louder than the rest. And the sub isn't necessarily louder than the rest, but this harmonic is. This is a very loud one because it's like 130 hertz, 135 hertz. And it's just like, you know, it's slightly loud for like the club or whatever. For club sound system. So some Nova on there to trim it a bit, to tame it a bit. I just need to set the threshold correctly so that it doesn't push it down too much on the other notes, but yeah, there we go. Okay, a little more. Just a tiny bit more. Like there's much more dynamic control now. And I guess the sub is still a bit too loud compared to the rest. So we'll just turn down this sound a tiny bit. Nice. Nothing a glue compressor won't fix. Well, there's actually plenty of things a glue compressor won't fix, to my chagrin. Okay, so where's that sound? That's here. Doo-doo-doo. Right, oh, the cutoff just goes too low. That's kind of a problem. I don't want that. So the upper should be 2.4 something. Yeah. 136 is about right, as long as it doesn't boost it too much, but we have a dynamics thing there. It should be about right. Let's see. Nice, that's pretty flat and stuff. So maybe a little limiting there. A glue compressor can't fix my broken marriage now, can it? Yes, of course it can. It just can't fix certain, like, you know, when you need a very quick attack, or when you need over, I don't know, 10-to-1 ratio, then maybe it, you know, it won't fix it. But your marriage, of course. Also, congratulations on getting married in the first place. That's awesome. Is it a big problem that that sub is... it's just a few dB difference. Doesn't matter. Don't need to be that crazy. I know you're not married. I mean, I knew that. I think we've talked about this. Or you posted about it on Twitter or something like that. Don't ask me how I know things, goddammit. Nova's free, right? I never used it, but it seems like a good alternative to... So, yes, you could definitely recommend Nova instead of Pro Q or Pro MB, because it does basically both. Yeah, it's great. I prefer it in terms of dynamic EQ over Pro Q3 in most cases. Pro Q3 is good. It's great. It's awesome, but the dynamics feature just isn't detailed enough in terms of settings. Oh, he's not married anymore. Ah, damn it. She took everything except her Twitch subs, which is good. That's how you know it's an amicable divorce. I'm still getting that car money. So for the I think for the general sort of like idea of this track, for the main elements, we don't necessarily need something that's happening here, because there's lots of things going on here, but there's a big hole right there. So let's try and get that synth to sit somewhere between 600 and 6,000 hertz or something. So maybe that's cool. So what we're gonna do is just freeze and flatten this entire track so that we just have the audio. Freeze and flatten. Some more cold coffee. Cool. Oh, nope. Let's turn off the warp. Turn these up. Yeah. Be nice to get a cool sequence going if we can. I'm just okay, I'm gonna call you Pee-wee just to make sure that I don't embarrass myself by, mispronouncing an obvious bit. If it is PY, then I'm sorry. Just heard Solaire, dude, banger for sure. Thank you very much. I played that again in a club for the first time in a while last weekend, and it was cool. It was nice. I don't know if many people picked up on the Dark Souls reference. Is Dark Souls for old people now? Car, you can answer this question. You've only played Elden Ring. I played Elden Ring for like a few days, and then I became a dad. I promise you, I wasn't neglecting my pre-fatherhood duties in order to play Elden Ring, but it is how things shook out, and Elden Ring was just too big for me, dude. Just so much going on. To be honest, though, I played Dark Souls. I started with 2, and then like the newer version, the Scholar of the First Sin, I think it's called, edition, which is supposed to be like way harder than the original one, and the original one is everybody's least favorite Dark Souls game, except for H-Bomber Guy on YouTube. So I got reasonably far, but in the end I did get sort of scared off by how difficult it ended up being. And then I tried 3 for a bit when that came out, but it finally clicked like in 2021 or something, or 22, when I finally with a tutorial sort of started playing Dark Souls 1 Remastered. I think it's Fighting Cowboy is the guy on YouTube who does the tutorials for that. And yeah, it was just really sick. Just sort of like getting explained to me how the game behaves and how to play it. I think with most games that are just more story oriented, it kind of sucks. You don't want any spoilers and that kind of thing. But with Dark Souls, I don't know. It just made more sense to me when somebody explained to me, like, yeah, just take it easy. This is how you play the game. The game is supposed to teach you how to play it, and don't be scared. Just try again. But also, like, look at this. It's not even that hard. And yeah. One of the few games that I've actually beaten in the past few years. Okay, this is starting to sound pretty nice. Let's try it with the multi-band one. It's pretty cool. I don't know. Let's actually try the gate first. Revolve, what's up? Yeah, no problem. I hope it's providing something of value. Aside from me just talking about random video games and having a kid. Which I've been told isn't as important to other people as it is to me, but I'll never shut up about my kid. She's cool. Actually, do I do music full time now? No, I don't do music full time. I actually remarked on this before during this stream, but 1 second, let me see if this works. Yeah. Nice. I want some stereo width, but not in the sub 500 hertz range. So do I do music full time? I don't do music full time. I do sort of like do full-time hours with music and the label and stuff, with building something. I've been taking it more seriously than ever before, so that's how I justify that to myself. But I do audiobook production freelance as my day job, basically, and that's pretty nice. Cool. I think this is a nice midway between sort of like that incidental noise stuff in the background, but also nice and staccato and gated. Let's check it out. Yeah, nice. Revolve is listening to NY Prepper. That sounds quite ominous. I don't know if that's something that I would enjoy listening to, but Definitely do you. What's up, JK? The 666 has entered the chat. Whoa. Hello?
Hello?
Nice.
Nice.
Why is this so distorted? Oh, because it's distortion. Hello? Hello? Cool. Not coming through there. Because it's set to no input. That's good. That is very good. Dog Sandwich just followed. Thank you for the follow, Dog Sandwich. Is that a sandwich for a dog or a sandwich that has dog on it? How do I like that band name? Can you tell me a bit more about that in terms of context before I say it out loud on stream? And thank you, Restream, for congratulating me on 100 chat messages for today. Pee-wee, am I saying that correctly? Pee-wee, or am I supposed to say P-Y? You'd love to find some work like that, but you don't know where to start. I mean, I didn't know either. I just happened to know somebody, and now I happen to know somebody again who is able to point me in the direction of that kind of work, but it's definitely the type of work that, unfortunately, heavily depends on sort of knowing the right people at the right time, which is very often the case in creative work, which sounds sort of unfair, but then also like you take 100 L's for 1 W kind of thing. It's just radio static, okay. A dog sandwich is a sandwich filled with dog. Okay, cool. Is it like minced ground dog, or is it some sort of processed dog product, or is it just a dog? What are we doing? Okay, so before I say something crazy on stream, okay, just to be safe, I had to Google something. So what does is it accident Sidom 77? Is it accident Sidom and then whatever 77 is? Tell me about it, because it could be a cool name if you make like insane sort of satanic rock music, but I don't know. It depends on the vibe, right? By the way, I'm not gonna. I just saw the follow-up message to the dog sandwich thing. I'm not gonna engage with that. You're just gonna have to tell me what the recipe is for the dog sandwich. I'm just gonna pretend like people are watching this stream very critically, hoping that I slip up and say something offensive, which they're not, but it's always like a good move to be aware of what you're saying. I don't like how this... I just don't like this synth line anymore. I need to switch it up. Maybe back this up. That's maybe a bit better. I have to say, I've never seen the word acid and the word sort of accident linked like this. I'm not an etymologist, but that is an interesting thing. If you're me, if you have my brain, that's an interesting thing. Now, giving out acid to the crowd and dancing on stage in circles, I don't know about the legality of that, but I know a few people who'd be down with that. Cool. I have another idea. Maybe we can use the spectral resonator for that. An enemy band calls Horsetails of Bloodwood. Now that's a band name. Freeze this. I'm gonna chop this up and see if I can get a new sort of thing going with it. Who's texting me? My mobile telephone provider is texting me. Ignore. Unfreeze, and there we go. So now let's open up a new MIDI track, drag this onto it, make sure that it's slicing, also crop the sample. There we go. Go back to the sting and something like this. Could be cool. could work. Could work. Input from this one. Armet. Cool. Set that to swing. Wait. There we go. Nice, not bad. Guess it went from sort of like pretty bad to acceptable riff, I think. We'll see. Cool. I guess that's the first thing. Whoa. Hello. Hello. There we go. make a new version of this and low pass that, so it's sort of like a thing. A thread says, I can't remember if you were on Osiris back in the day, but I'm a big fan of listening to your stuff since early 2010s. Hell yeah. Osiris, the label I was never on, but I was on Black Box and Box Clever and stuff, so pretty closely related, all things considered, I think. Man, I should drink some water. But yeah, I appreciate that. That's awesome to hear. I think the mic is picking up just the bass drum from the drummer next door. Okay, so that side shade is still a bit much, but we won't really hear that when it's playing. Cool. I think we have a nice basis for a track now. Yeah, I kept you waiting during the phone call for a long time, but I think I made up for it by streaming for 2.5 hours. Hopefully, I'll be back soon. I'll do my very best. It looks like I will have a lot of control over my time in the coming weeks, even though I'll be quite busy. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. If you're watching this later, then be sure to, like, subscribe, follow, all that kind of stuff. And if you want to see more focused video content about music production, consider going to my Patreon, which is TMSV. There are mostly track breakdown videos there of my own music, in which I sort of go through them and, focus on anything interesting music production wise that might be worth covering. And yeah, that's it. New EP forthcoming tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.